Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Thursday, July 25th, 2019. The main impacts for the next couple of days continue to be thunderstorm activity, mainly over Utah and Nevada for today and Friday, with some drier thunderstorms possible over far northeast Nevada today and then moving up into Idaho on Friday. By Saturday, we'll begin to see some drier air moving into the western half of the Great Basin with limited thunderstorm activity along the eastern half. Shown here is lightning from the last 24 hours and the precipitation accompanying those storms. Most of the storms across southern Utah and southern Nevada were on the wet side, with some definitely producing a little bit less precipitation, certainly on the fringes of those storms. Fire activity, current fire activity is shown on this map. We have seen a pretty good increase in initial attack over the last couple of days as this lightning has moved into the region. Most of the fires are remaining small and being caught by initial attack resources, and we're staying at a PL2 for now. Precipitation for the past 14 days is shown here. This does not include the precipitation from the last 24 hours across the southern Great Basin, however. But for the most part, we're looking at below normal precipitation region-wide. ERCs have moderated somewhat over the last couple of days, especially over southern Utah and southern Nevada, with those values coming back down to below the 80th percentile. We'll continue to see these values decrease for the next couple of days with wet thunderstorms in the forecast, but by this weekend we'll see a return of dry air and the ERCs should begin to come up once again. ERCs for a couple of areas are shown here. We can see that those values are still at or just below normal across much of the geographic area, with some of those areas seeing a slight decrease over the last few days. This morning's satellite imagery shows that monsoon moisture is still in place over much of Utah and Nevada for another round of thunderstorms. High pressure remains the dominant weather feature, mainly across the southern portion of the area, as we have seen a little bit of a cool front moving across the Pacific Northwest and Northern Rockies for a slight decrease in temperatures across Idaho. For this afternoon, again, just looking for those thunderstorms to pop up over Utah and Nevada with drier conditions across Idaho. Most of the storms in Utah and Nevada will be accompanied by some precipitation, but there still could be some mixed and wet dry thunderstorms, especially on the fringes of that moisture. Relative humidities are up over the higher elevations of Utah, but still remain pretty low over Idaho and northwest Nevada. By Friday, the moisture will rotate back into Idaho for an increase in thunderstorm activity there, and some of those storms may be on the drier side. Again, looking for chances for thunderstorms across most of the geographic area on Friday. Relative humidities still remain somewhat elevated over Utah and eastern Nevada, drier over Idaho and northwest Nevada. On Saturday, we'll begin to see drier air move in as the area of high pressure is suppressed to the south. We'll see decreasing thunderstorm activity except over eastern portions of the region. So really just looking for lingering thunderstorms over western Wyoming and the higher elevations of central and eastern Utah. Drier air moving back into western Nevada on Saturday. The 3-day precipitation totals are shown here. Definitely looking for a good chance for wet thunderstorm here or there over Utah and Nevada, mainly over the next couple of days before drying sets in by Saturday. On Sunday, another dry day is expected with warm temperatures and sunny skies region-wide. And we'll see another repeat of that possibly on Monday. Southwest flow may begin to increase on Monday ahead of a trough moving into the Pacific Northwest. This will begin to bring a little bit more moisture back up into the Great Basin, with the center of the high pressure located just to the east of the Great Basin. Thunderstorms continue on Wednesday, mainly over Utah, eastern Nevada, and up into western Wyoming, with a bit of a drier signal over Idaho and western Nevada due to the drier air associated with that trough. So the 7-day accumulations are very similar to the 3-day because we're expecting the bulk of the precipitation to come in the short term, mostly tomorrow and Friday, before drying for the weekend, and then we'll see some moisture returning to mainly Utah by early to mid next week. The extended forecast from the Climate Prediction Center for August 1st through the 7th is calling for above normal temperatures region-wide, with above normal chances for precipitation over Utah and Nevada, and a little bit of a drier signal across Idaho. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.